Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a starter house with farms, barns, chicken coops, hidden rooms, and so much more. This is the amount of space required to make your build. Feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though it will help you out. And here are all of the primary materials that we will use to make the build. We will be grabbing some more stuff later on, but please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Let's begin. If you have made the grid, come to the front left-hand corner of it. Count right and find the 16th block in. Then count inwards and find the 13th block in. This is the starting position. Begin by placing 4 oak planks on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 5 upside down oak stair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then an oak plank. Extend back by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend across and join all the way back to where you first started. If you like, you can even join the corners of the floating rectangle that we have now made down to the ground to give us a nice starting point. Now, we are going to come all the way to the top front left-hand corner of our shape and place 3, 1, 2, 3 oak planks on top of each other. Extend right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down. And by the way, you can continue extending down, further, and beyond, and down to the ground. Then, we are going to extend the 4th block that we placed backwards by 2, 1, 2, then across to the right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back by 1, 2, 3, 4, join down, but also extend across and join forwards, like this. The second story of the house, you can actually just kind of fill it in using oak planks for the most part, at least on the back and the left-hand sides. The right side here is going to have an entrance, so to make this, we are going to join this corner block down here, and actually it may also be easier to install a floor. So the floor for the build here is going to be placed in between the top of the rectangular shape that we kind of started with. It should be fairly easy to see where to place this, as we kind of have a horizontal line that kind of splits the entire house in half. So, there is a window on the front part of the build. We are simply going to place a couple of rows of oak planks here, and then we are going to grab our glass. I think that we can probably do without oak slabs for now, so we will grab just good old regular glass block, and we will fill this window in. In addition to this, we will be filling the area in to the left, And we will also be adding a horizontal row of glass above the farm entrance area as well. This is going to be a farm. On the right side of the build, we have to have an entrance. So it's up to you how it sort of wants to look, but my recommendation would be this. Add a vertical row of oak planks here on the left, and then, swapping out materials again already, we can probably do without oak trap doors for a while, and we'll grab oak doors. And we'll place a double door here, and that kind of just illustrates to you that is an entrance. So, whilst we are up on the upper part of the build, we want to have a roof. So the roof is going to be placed in a triangular fashion, and it's actually going to be an L shape. So what I mean by triangular fashion is this. On the front or right side of the build, it really doesn't matter where you start. Along the outside of the triangle shape that we have made using oak planks, we simply want to make, well, a triangle. So when I say triangular fashion, we want to use our stone bricks, extend them one row over the front of the build, place upside down blocks underneath, a solid stone brick underneath the upper stone brick slabs that are on the top middle part of the roof, and we simply want to continue this design across to the opposite side of the house. So in an L shape, as I said, and you've just got to look at it in the right way, and we will be able to see the L. I believe this, or is that J? Why can't I visualize what an L looks like in my mind? Which side is it? You guys get the idea. But anyway, the roof just goes from one side to the other, and we just use our stone brick stairs to achieve this effect with a little bit of help from stone brick slabs as well. There we are. Perfect. So, something that some may consider pointless, but I sort of like, is to place upside down stone brick stairs underneath the roof on the inside of the build. I like the texture there it adds, and if you simply just add a row of stone brick slabs underneath the slabs that we already have, it just kind of helps to contour the roof a little bit. I think it looks nice, personally. The next thing that we are going to do is add a little bit of a railing. This is going to start from on top of these stairs here, extend backwards, and they are going to stop where this entrance starts. In addition to this, we are going to place a couple of oak fence on the back here, and this will eventually create a platform. You can even place a 2x2 set of oak planks. I think that this works out. See, if we were to... Okay, so what we're now going to do is in between these two oak plank posts, we're going to place upward facing oak wood with glass on top, so we're going to have an open side. And then we should, I think it works out this way, be able to place, I might have got this wrong. No, perfect. Okay, we should be able to place oak stairs like this, leading from our 2x2 platform of oak planks. And I typically like to back these stairs with some more stairs because it just looks better, it really does. So, whilst we are on the farm area, sort of, now we've got more work to do with this later, but what we're going to do is fill in the back using the oak wood and glass. We will also be doing the same thing to the left side. Also, by the way, it's if you like, you can place upside down oak stairs above where the glass is. Now, I did this on the front because we also have a balcony. I just thought that it helped to kind of like break the shape up a little bit, but you can do it all the way around. I don't think I would recommend it, but it's something that you could do. Anyway, all of these sides are getting filled in using the oak and the glass block, and I think that that looks really, really good so far. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to build up just one little part of the farm. This is all we're going to do, is we're going to place a row of oak planks, 1, 2, 3, 4 here on the left, and it's going to be double row height. That's it. We'll leave that at that. We will be coming back to this. Next, I want you to work your way all the way up to the top of these stairs here. And just behind this little platform, we are going to add an additional 2 oak planks and then extend them left 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Extend the 4th block up by 1, 2, 3. Place 2 glass extending right, an oak plank on the end, and join down, just like this. So the idea here is that we want to extend the lower part of this platform forwards until it is equal in length with the area just to the left. So it wants to be nice and level. In addition to this, we are going to fill the sides of this platform in using oak planks. These are 2 3-row high rows of oak planks that will simply just continue on from the 2 back rows. We can fill the back of this in using glass block, and we can fill the front of this in using glass block as well. We have to give this a couple of legs, so we are going to use oak fence to join the bottom 2 front corners of this particular platform down to the ground. And we will do the same on the back, or maybe on the back we'll just add 1 on this back right hand corner like this. We also want to give this thing a roof, so this is very, very simple. This is the easiest roof one could do. We want to place oak planks on top of the glass blocks, and we want to place stone brick stairs starting from the side of the build, extending upwards until they meet in the middle on top of the 2 oak planks that we just placed. And the stone brick stairs, of course, want to extend 1 row forwards and also 1 row backwards on the back of the build, but you guys get the idea. They want to overhang the actual part of the house that they are sat on themselves. So they want to overhang, and then we want to place upside down stone brick stairs underneath those. So we want to then, once we have done that on the front, we want to extend backwards, and we want to do the exact same thing. So very, very simple indeed. Just extend these upside down just to join together, and perfect, easy. We also want to add some oak fence just along the back here, so as we walk up these stairs, it kind of helps to guide us in a particular direction. Speaking of, we want to also be able to access the inside of this particular part of the house, so just create enough space for a double door and place a double door, and there we go. Perfect. So, in finishing that, ladies and gentlemen, you have actually made the house portion of this build, and we can move on to the next part. So for this next part, come all the way to the front bottom left hand corner of the house. I believe it's the very first block that we actually placed. Well, from this block we want to count, and we want to find the 4th block in the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark it out using an oak plank. Place 2 oak fence in front of this, 1, 2, and then an oak plank in front of the fence. Now, extending backwards from this oak plank block, we want to place 2 fence, oak plank, 2 fence, oak plank, one last time, 2 fence, oak plank, and that is perfect. So those are actually going to be the sides of these stalls, as we are now going to make a barn. So take the front oak plank here and extend up by 2. 1, 2. Extend left 1, up 1, left 1, up 2, left 2, down 2, left 1, down 1, left 1, down to the ground. So this is the shape that we are looking for. We want to add a horizontal row of oak planks to connect the lower half of the build together, leaving these upper 2 blocks empty. In addition to this, we want to have enough room for a double door here on the left, so we want to add a vertical row of oak planks and a horizontal one across the bottom. If we grab the oak trapdoors, we want to flip open 2 oak trapdoors from the inside to give us a nice faux window. We want to extend the left side of the barn here backwards. So we want to extend it backwards until it is equal in length to the right side of the barn, like this. What you can also do is extend up the oak planks that we have on the opposite side by 2, and then I don't know whether we should join them together. We'll try joining them together at the top, and we can always alter this if need be. The next thing that we're going to do is copy what we have on the front of the build onto the back. So quite simply, we are going to extend the bottom here, extend this up, join it back to this wall, place a couple of flipped open oak trap doors in this window space, join the top together like this, and then we just have to create that roof section. So add a couple of rows of oak planks on the left and right, extend them up and join them together at the top. Fairly simple. So the next thing that we are going to do is the roof. Our barn roof is comprised of our stone brick blocks. So we want to begin by placing a stone brick slab on the side of our barn and extend it forward so that it hangs off of the back of the barn. Extend the slab inwards by 1 and then place a stone brick stairs on top. Place a stone brick slab extending inwards from the stairs, then a stone brick on top of the slab, a stone brick stair on top of the brick, then place a stone brick inside of the stair, then extend upwards using a stone brick slab, extend in, and then up 2. So this is the shape of the roof. It's quite an interesting shape, and we want to emulate this on the opposite side, meaning place a slab, extend it forwards, in, stair on the side, slab inside, brick on top, stair on top. Then we want to place a stone brick inside, stone slab on top. Easy peasy. So the next thing that we will do is we will simply extend every single one of those blocks forwards until they overhang the front of the barn by 1, and then we will just join them all together using the blocks that we will be using. So we'll mainly just connect them together using a series of stone brick slabs. There we go, perfect. So that is the barn roof complete. I want to do a little bit of structure inside of the barn before we move on. So the barn, we are going to separate the stalls using oak planks. These stalls are these areas of oak fence joined together with the oak planks in between. So if we just raise all of these up with a 3x3 row of oak like this, leaving enough room that we can walk through the barn, then that will work rather nicely. If we place a couple of oak fence extending up the left side of the ends of the stalls, and grab some oak fence gates just so that we are able to move in and outside of the barn, that will work nicely as well. We are going to use either stone brick slabs for this or oak planks, or oak slabs, it's up to you. But I want to connect I think that I'm going to use oak actually, it just seems to make more sense to me. So we're going to use oak slabs to join the top of the stalls together like this. And we also want to join the tops of these stalls here where the oak slabs intersect, and we kind of just want to make I think that these are called rafters, but I might be making that up. But anyway, it looks like a structurally integral part of the barn. So that looks pretty good, and that will conclude the barn for now. We will be coming back to it, but Variety is the spice of life. Anyway, come all the way to the front bottom left-hand corner of the barn. We want to count forwards from this and find the 6th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move in one and place an oak fence. On top of this, we want to place 3 oak planks. 1, 2, 3. Extend left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down. 1, 2. Place an oak fence underneath. And we want to join the bottom of this together using oak slabs like this. So we also actually want to destroy this block right here. You'll see why in a second. And we want to add slabs on top of these 2 right slabs and join them up on the left. And we are also going to flip open an oak trapdoor just inside here as well. So we want to extend the sides of the coop. By the way, have I mentioned that this is a chicken coop yet? We want to extend the sides of the chicken coop backwards 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. We are going to floor the coop using oak slabs, like this. We want to raise the sides up using oak planks, like so. And we also want to add feet to this on the back, which are what the oak fence are for. We then want to place oak slabs and oak planks just to fill in the back of the coop. You can add a window back here, but I'm choosing not to. The inside of the coop, we are simply going to use oak fence and an oak fence gate like this, just to kind of secure the back of the coop. Or you could have it run this way as well, like you could have a fence gate here with a couple of fence. Like it's kind of personal preference, really. But anyway, we want to be able to walk in and out of the coop, so we actually need to have a set of oak slabs like this that allows us to create a gradient. And inside here, we actually have to add an extra slab here, 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 and here. And I think that the chickens will actually be just fine on the actual slabs. So you can raise that up if you like, but I'm just going to leave it. So the next thing that we have to do is we just have to grab these stone brick slabs and we have to create a roof. This is incredibly simple. We simply want to place stone brick slabs on the sides of the coop, extend them forwards like this, and then we simply want to extend them in and up until they eventually connect together at the top. You will find that you'll need an additional oak plank on the center of the front and the back with stone brick slabs extending back, and as I said, just extending in and up, in and up, in and up, until eventually they connect together. You will find that a couple of the blocks are actually stone brick, just full-on stone bricks. So you may want to just grab the actual stone brick blocks to fill those gaps in. But in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a nice collection of buildings. We have the house, we have the barn, and we have our freshly made chicken coop. So, what is left for us to do on the outside here? Well, first of all, it would actually be easier for us to lay down some grass path, as this will help us to create boundaries, and it will allow us to place additional structures around our little compound. So, grab a wooden shovel, wooden hoe, seeds, and we are also going to grab oak fence, podzol, water, and then that should do for now, I think. Okay, so let us start. First of all, just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to get rid of that little bit of concrete. So, to put this into words, we are going to have a double wide grass path that starts at the chicken coop here. So we want to surround this oak slab block with grass path. This grass path then wants to lead to the entrance of the barn, over here. It wants to leave a gap of 1 in front of and around the barn, so extend a double wide path in front of the barn, leaving a gap of 1, like this. It then wants to extend towards the house, and it will actually run along the side of the house here, as we are going to have a set of stairs down here as well. But coming back to this, we want to also have a double wide grass path that just leads directly in front of the house to our double set of stairs that takes us upstairs into our living area. But we also want to have a grass path that sits in front of our farming machine. So this is what it will look like. This is how it all joins together. It looks quite nice actually. It all blends in together rather well. Well, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to make a small outdoor farm for ease of access. So this farm starts here. This is why the path was important. So in this corner area where we have the grass next to the grass path, we want to count inwards diagonally 1, 2. Place an oak fence and then extend right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are then going to hoe 6 rows in front of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And place wheat seeds in there. Then an oak fence on the end. And then we basically want to just extend the oak fence across and basically just hoe the center of the little mini field that we are creating. I actually haven't figured out whether it's more efficient or easier or what have you to just hoe this entire area and then place seeds and then just replace the blocks that kind of like fix themselves, or whether it's easier to kind of like do it as you go. I might have just got my answer there. I think that it's probably easier to like do a row and then sow a row, but hey ho. That is what we will end up with, and that will grow nicely as we continue this tutorial. Last but not least, as we are making little structures for the outside, is a little fishing pond. So with the edge of this grass path here, we want to leave a gap of 2 and then destroy a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in the ground. And then destroy 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks forwards. And then we want to turn this into I do believe it's a square actually, on this rare occasion. And I'm going to make the bottom of this square pods up. And this is going to be a little fishing pond, or at the very least just a nice little body of water to have on our compound, as I'm calling it. And there we go. That is pretty much it for the outdoor structures of our build, and I'm very happy with this. This just feels like really nice and perfect. So now that we have done this, we are going to work our way to the back of the build now. And we want to grab oak wood, oak fence, which we already have, oak planks. We'll need a little bit of obsidian, and that should maybe probably do us for a while. Oh, we'll also need the oak stairs, but... oh, and also the oak doors, actually. Most of the oak stuff, really. So, what we want to do on the back of the build is we want to dig in the ground from the back right-hand corner of the build here, and we want to create an L shape, and we can even replace this area in the ground using oak wood. We want to dig backwards by 3 rows, extend across, and line it up with the back of the build. The idea being is we want to create a rather long staircase. So this staircase is going to start from the edge of this grass path. We're going to use oak stairs, and the stairs are going to extend down and forwards until we eventually hit a point where we have a 2x2 square of oak planks on the ground. Now, this might sound a little bit complicated, but that's only because it's rather difficult to explain. So, it's actually very simple. This is what we want to have. A set of oak stairs from the back corner of the house here, extending down until we eventually reach a 2x2 square of oak planks, and that's kind of like the finishing point. And that finishing point is determined by the fact that this is lined up with the edge of the house, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Hopefully you can kind of see how we've arrived at that. So I'm actually going to dig out these walls as well, and I'm going to replace these using oak wood. So it kind of is an unnecessarily long / steep staircase. Is that the right word to use? But you guys get the idea. It does go kind of far down, really. But that's because we have a little device on the inside of our automatic farm, if you can call it an automatic farm. And I don't really want to disrupt it, and it just kind of like works perfectly. Like the lines of the house work out in such a way that it's like it just works nicely this way to look at the very least. So as we just fill the sides in here, we also have the inside as well. But this is kind of like the reverse of a TARDIS, like it's smaller on the inside. So we have to dig out an amount of space in here that we are able simply to fit a couple of shelves, a little bit of mycelium and also some soul sand, and a nether portal. So I want to place a nether portal behind this oak wood here. So 1, 2, 3 obsidian. We want to join it together at the top, of course, and also at the bottom and the left side, and that will be our portal. But I also want to have a hidden room behind the portal, and this is going to just store some armor. And I kind of just want the room to actually be clad in obsidian as well. And then on the end of this portal, I actually want to have a wall. So the wall is going to be made out of oak logs, just like this. And I don't know if we've got to extend these oak woods down as well. I think that we can have the top of the roof be oak planks without disrupting anything. So we'll try it. I don't think it will affect anything. So the roof will be oak planks. This wall right here, we are going to dig this out. And I will clad the back of the wall using oak planks. And we'll extend this backwards as well. And we can just kind of like put what we want back here. The floor is going to be oak planks as well. So we'll just get rid of all of the dirt. And it just kind of like feels like a nice, cool little secret room down here. Like, it just feels kind of cool. So we're actually going to leave this room like this. And we will be... Oh, we've got to replace this using oak planks as well. And we will be working on this particular area a little bit later. But in terms of structure, ladies and gentlemen, we have kind of completed the structure of the house. We just have to add minor details everywhere. So the first thing that I want to make is a redstone farm. The farm is situated in this glass room below the main house. Begin by placing a row of dispensers along the back wall of our room. The dispensers want to be one row off of the ground, and then I'm going to place dirt underneath them, although you could use a different material if you don't really like dirt. And we are then going to place dirt in front of this dirt, leave the row in front of the dirt alone, but then destroy the row in front of that, and that allows us to have 3 tiers of crops. We're going to place a stone button in front of the top of this oak plank here at the front of the room, and then place redstone dust along the oak planks and then along the back of these dispensers, just like so. And the end result of this will be that when we push this button, we activate and deactivate the dispensers. The dispensers will be filled with water buckets. So if we hit the stone button here, that will activate the water, and then if we hit it again, we deactivate the water. Nice and simple. So the idea will be that that water harvests the crops that we are now planting. So on this top row, I'm going to have carrots. On this central row, I'm going to have potatoes. And on the bottom row here, I am going to have beetroot seeds, which will grow into beetroots. I'm not just growing beetroot seeds. And we will need to place water in every single one of these dispensers. So we've already done one, which I think is the middle one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should need to grab 7 water buckets. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's just start by filling these in. So I'm not sure whether you will have to keep replenishing the water buckets on survival, but you don't on creative, so I suppose it depends what game mode you're playing on. But when the crops are harvested, or ready for harvest I should say, you hit that button, the water washes them all down into this trench, you collect them, turn it off, replant, and rinse and repeat. Quite literally, rinse and repeat. And we should be able to do this by the end of this tutorial. One minor detail is that you may want to place a lantern just behind this doorway, and that helps to just light this area up a little bit, but not too much. So the area that we are going to be working on next is going to be the area directly above where we just were, so the main part of the house. The first thing that I want to do in here is stack up 3 double chests in this back corner. We're then going to place oak logs next to this chest and build the logs into the roof. Next to the oak wood that we have here, we are going to place a crafting table, furnace, glass furnace, I'm going to stick a lantern on top here, a smoker, we are going to have a barrel just for a little bit of storage, an oak trapdoor underneath the barrel and extending right, and we can stick something on the end here. So whether you would like to have something else, like it's kind of up to you what you kind of like want to put up here. Would you like another chest? Would you like another furnace? You know, whatever you like. I'm also going to have a little area here. So first of all, I'm just going to place an oak trapdoor with a lantern on top of it just for a little bit of light. I'm going to also place an oak log here as well. And I'm simply going to grab a cauldron, place this next to the oak wood, brewing stand on top, and boom, there we go. Nice, simple room. If you like, you could also decorate the area with paintings. That's a nice, easy way to get a little bit of colour without too much hassle in the room. And I think a couple of 1x1 paintings might look quite good over here. And this room pretty much complete. It is not too complex in here. So if we move across into the bedroom area, it's also very simple in here as well. All we want to have is a bed, bookshelf, enchanting table, and a little bit of light. So might even find room for an armor stand, we'll see. So a bed here all the way at the front, a bunch of bookshelves behind. We're going to stack the bookshelves all the way up to the ceiling, chuck a lantern on top. We're going to hide an enchantment table in one of these, maybe the middle of the left side here. And this is pretty much it. There's not really room for an armor stand, is there, unless we place one right here next to the bed. We could also hide a little bit of storage in the form of like barrels, or a barrel just up here, because it's, you know, it's kind of like difficult to see, like you could hide something cool in there. And that is pretty much this entire room, ladies and gentlemen, unless, of course, you would like to add just an additional little tiny splash of colour with a 1x1 just here. And I think that that's a nice, cute little room. So we'll shut these doors, and that will be the house mostly complete. Now, unless you count the next part, which is going to be the underground portion of our house. And I've just noticed this as well. We could really do with some oak fence on the sides here. So just around where we have our staircase, place some oak fence, and we can come all the way down into here and we can start work in our little bunker. So inside our bunker, first of all, we want to have a little hidden room behind the portal. So we're going to have a chest. Said that so weird. Ender chest. So we're going to have an ender chest. We're going to have a lantern above it to kind of like help illustrate that there's something back here. And we're going to stick an armor stand so we can have like a bunch of cool armor on this. And of course, an ender chest to hide our most valuable stuff. And all we have to do is flint and steel this. Perfect. And we can obviously see there's something behind there. But if we try and grab it or walk through, then you guys know what will happen. So, on this back wall here, I'm going to stack a bunch of barrels facing sideways. In the ground, I'm going to destroy this, replace this with soul sand and nether wart. I'm going to stack above this mycelium with oak trapdoors flipped up in front of this with some mushrooms on top. So we have a little alternative farm that we have from up there. So we've got like wheat, carrots, potatoes, and we have like mushrooms and also netherwort. So we're kind of like covering the whole, covering everything. And then on this back wall, we are simply just going to have like an armor stand, and we might even stretch this one row inwards, kind of like shrink this a little bit. We'll have just like an armor stand and some oak trapdoors kind of like flipped up like this, just to make a little bit of interesting decoration. And we'll just stick a lantern on one of them. And this is pretty cool. I just kind of like the feel of this room. It's really nice in here. It's kind of cozy, oddly enough, if you can ignore the... ignore the sounds of the portal. So the next area that we are going to work on is the barn. And this is going to be fairly simple. So for the barn, we are first of all just going to destroy the area just outside of the stores, so we can actually walk straight through this if we do so choose, and this is going to be nice and open. So we'll destroy all of this, and then just underneath the edge of the stalls here, we're just going to have oak planks, but that's so unfortunate. So we're just gonna have oak planks, and then inside of each of the stalls, we are going to have podzol. I'm starting to think that the podzol might even be better suited underneath here as well. I think it is, actually. So let's open... Why don't we use the gates for their intended purpose and actually open them and walk through them? So we're going to have podzol for the stalls, and we are going to have oak planks for outside the stalls, and that's pretty much it. We're not going to put anything fancy in here. We're just kind of keeping it nice and simple. So once we have added the console, repair that, we will shut all of these gates, and then that will allow us to place some friends. So we're going to have a pig, a cow, a horse, and also a mule. The mule is not doing great. Mule, are we okay? How we need a new mule. So okay. No. Oh, okay. I'm afraid. This... Honestly, guys, that wasn't an ideal situation and ever so slightly traumatizing, but we do now have a mule and a mini mule, so... Okay, good. So we have a mule, we have a horse, we have a cow, and we have a pig who is already trying to escape. So that is going to be the barn. Hello? Oh no! No! Get back in! Pig! Pig, no! No, this way. I know what you like. I know what you like. You get back in here. There we go. Perfect. So, you know what? You can have it. There we are. Alright, nice. So, now that the pig has been restored back to his home, the next thing that we are going to do is add a little bit of decoration around this little fishing pond in the form of a chest. We are going to place an oak fence next to it and a couple of iron bars on top. So it just looks like a fishing rod, kind of. And that's all we... I'm not even going to comment on that. So now that we've done that, we can come into the chicken coop and we can place ourselves a couple of chickens. So, just like that. And there's nothing else to it. The chickens will also try and escape rapidly through the window, but they hopefully will not be able to. And we will just leave them in there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is actually the build complete. Thank you so much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Goodbye.